Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 162. Looks like it's all going alright today, so far. I've got some updates I did just before. Hopefully it doesn't screw up what we got going. So I'll just cue the intro and some music. Hopefully that's all working. It's looking good. Hello, good to be back. So, another live stream. It's good to be back to do another one. Hopefully everything's working alright. There was an update to some software overnight. Hopefully it's going to fix some problems with the sound direction issue that we're having. Did I pause that? Nope. Okay, should be back to the desktop. Don't know if anyone's out there watching. Let's see, the tickers haven't updated yet. So we've got a couple of things to go over. It won't be a long live session. Well, it could end up being a live if I feel like it, but I'll probably do at least an hour if it lasts that long. So I've got some other software to show you to analyze videos when the person hasn't used the apps on their phone. So I'll go over how to use it. 162, isn't it? Hoping that the person that submitted it to me from Spain was going to be about, but because of the time zones, it doesn't make it really friendly, does it? Let's see, I don't think he's on. So if he's around, Barc, I suppose that's for Barcelona. BarcaEagle. Barcelona, Spain, I guess it is. Barcelona. And what is Barca? Is that short for Barcelona? Yeah, look, Barcelona. Must be Spain, is it? Is that to do with a football team? Spain probably is. All these countries and places that you have to learn. Spain. What's it famous for? Also known for being the city of the famous Camp Nou Stadium and of the Barca football team. There you go. One of the main achievements of the city was the hosting of the Olympic Games. Yep, that's what I remember too. So there you go. So we'll be getting some footage from him. He submitted. Hello there. Who we got with us? James, how's it going? Colorado. Haven't seen you around for a while. I'm doing a 10:30 AM live stream. It's probably the first time I've done it this early. My sleeping patterns are crazy at the moment. So I thought I'd do an early one, or try to do an early one. It's taken me half an hour to get it going. So he submitted a Google Drive, just like I told him to upload his footage, and he's got some footage here on Google Drive that we can access, and he's given us some daytime snapshots of the location, which in this case we don't actually need. So what we can do is we can I'm not sure if it's all the same video or he's actually zoomed in with the software. It's a wee bit confusing, but we can download each of them, so we'll do that now. So if you ain't got a Google Drive, they give you 15 gigabytes free, as you can see here, and you can just upload your videos to share with the full videos. So they got the metadata and photographs, and you can share it with Google, with me or MUFON and other people like that, friends. So it allows you to play it online here, to watch it, same as UFO Stalker. Or it should be. I think it's double click here. We have to double click it. So we can watch it streamed just like YouTube. That's the thing with Google Drive. So we can actually watch the footage here without downloading it, which is handy. But if you want to get the timestamps, so I think maybe he zoomed that one in. But obviously it's a bright light in the sky there. So we've got no reference points. He's done it portrait recording mode, which is unfortunate. We've got no reference points in that one. So looks like he's aiming at the ground there. So let's have a look at the next one. Sounds like someone's having a shower at the moment, so hopefully you ain't picking it up too much in the background. That's the problem within a household. What are we looking at here? I don't know. Maybe he stopped filming it several times or something. Hopefully he was going to come on and talk to us about it. Could be 3 bits chopped up. So that looks like could be the first one here. Let's see, can we tell by the name? Android phone. That one's really vertical, isn't it? Is that just a photograph? Hang on. Snapshot, yeah, it's just a snapshot. Okay, so it's 3 parts. Looks like it's carved it into 3 parts for some reason. Maybe that's how his phone does it, breaks it up into minutes or something. Half a minute. So by going by that, we've seen the object for under 2 minutes, which is one clue what we're looking at. And as you can see, we can't see much here, so we have to download it and zoom it. Now we saw a lens flare just then from the street lights, so we'll just download it and play it properly on a player. And how do we do that? Normally it gives us a download button. Hey, here we go. Download up here. Just thinking about it. Here it comes. Download it. I don't think it's going to be really big, so. And Google Drive's pretty fast normally. And here it comes. Is it done already? Looks like it might be. And here we go. We got it. Yeah, is it? No. There. Vertical recorded portrait. Just reduce that a wee bit. And we've got 4 people watching. This might be a better time to do live streams, huh? How's it going, James? Oh, 4:39. What are you doing up at that hour? Oh, afternoon. Oh, that's cool. That's a good time. Just before dinner. Okay, so let's play this and see if we can zoom in on it. It's on the wrong screen. Yeah, I'll just drag it across. Can't hear the sound of the cars going by, but we don't really need the sound. So we can see a little dot up here. He's recording. So he must have had really good eyesight to see that. I suppose with your eyes though, your eyes somehow adjust their auto exposure, unlike a camera. You might have it on an auto exposure settings. Normally the phone overexposes things, so it just ends up being a bright blob like the moon. You can't see any details with the smartphones. I don't know if you've ever tried to record the moon yourself with your smartphone, but it comes out really bad. Even on the high-end cameras. So let's see, we can play it again and slow it down. It's this one here. That was a lens flare from that light before. So let's slow it down. How fast is it going now? You can see the car's going along slower. 1/3 the speed. Okay, that's probably good enough. It's just that my eyesight's not terribly good at the moment, so I have to zoom in and stuff to read it. So we're looking at this thing here, and I'll just try and zoom it on with the magnifier. Okay, there it is there. Not much of a UFO. This is what we call a pixel UFO. Can't seem to get it go the right direction here. Yeah. Have to zoom out a bit, I think. Okay, there we go. That might be alright. Okay, is it finished? Oh no, it's still moving. There we go. It's moving really slow. It looks like it's almost like a double dot happening there. That's through the rolling shutter, motion blur. If he wiggles it up and down, because it's portrait, it creates a vertical zigzag. Now at the moment we're looking at the footpath. Come on, get it back up. Got a football or a basketball. Okay, so we're looking at a white blob in the sky, moving really slow. It's obviously far away. So obviously it's been broken up into 3 videos. So there's lens flare. From here, from this light here. This is what we're looking at here. This little white blob moving through the horizon. He said it was 8:30 at 8:30 p.m. on 21st of March in Spain. And you can see here, unless we speed it up, it's not moving very fast. Unlike the Go Fast video or the Tic Tac video. So, what do you think it is so far, guys? Do you think it's a alien craft? Or do you think it might be fake? It's looking pretty good to be legit though. We've got a lot of ground being covered here, but it doesn't mean it can't be photoshopped with a little white blob on the screen. So let's have a look at the metadata on it, which is the reason I downloaded it, because we can actually watch it online. So send it off to Festival Exit IF tool. Now you can download several of these online for Windows, but you can also get apps that do it for your smartphone and iPad. So straight away we can see it hasn't put the make of the phone in, but that's because videos don't normally add that information. So that's why you've got to take a photograph as well of the location at the time, because it fills in all this information here. So what time is it? Should be in March, because like you said it was 8:30. Now straight away it says here that it's 19:27:24, almost 28. Doesn't say what time zone it is. Yeah, hang on, let's see. So the time zone makes a difference, obviously. And I think only the photograph puts the time zone in, but let's see, a thing called time zone. So videos could either be GMT time or UTC time, Universal time, or Greenwich Mean Time, being near Spain. So that could be account for the hour difference, right? So there's the time that we want to look at, time it was created. You can see it's a 1080p, but unfortunately he's recorded it in portrait, which loses quality when you do that. So we've probably got enough information to go on there. It's not too exciting footage, as you can see. We could probably take a snapshot from it up here. So yeah, it looks legit there. I don't know if he had any nighttime snaps. Let's have a look. Looks like it's the day after. So yeah, screen snaps is no good. We need a normal photograph that's going to have all the extra information in. So that makes it a bit more difficult to verify it. And of course the make of the phone makes a difference. And you can use it to check out their story and all that sort of stuff, and you can sort of work out whether it's been modified. So we got a snapshot of this one, so let's zoom it in. With our tools, and then I'll show you some other tools to figure out what it is. Okay, so we want to, looks like it's come in landscape, so we can just cut that one there. That's what we're looking at. When they finally get some optical zoom on smartphones, we have a lot better fun looking at UFO videos than currently looking at stuff like this. Yep, hang on James, I'll have a read in a minute. Paste into a new image. Let's see what you're saying there. You could see what you think it is. So this is the sort of thing that gets submitted to MUFON all the time, right? So, was he moving it there? It's a good question. Let's see if we can zoom in. Does it look like it's motion blurred? Movement? Does look a wee bit distorted there, doesn't it? So we might have to find another segment there. So let's try another bit. This shows how fine movement it can be. He said he tried to lean on a lamppost or a tree, he said to me on Discord. Does that one look a bit more stable? Let's take a snapshot. Okay, we got another one. And so, yep, it's Thursday. It should say down the bottom here, Thursday. I know, I'm a time traveller. And that's what you get for being on a globe. And that's what makes it a bit more difficult when you're dealing with footage, because you've got to take time zones into account, because it changes your whole result otherwise. Even if you're 5 minutes out, 10 minutes out, it makes a hell of a difference. So we got this other one. Is that the right one? Let's have a look. This one looked like it's steady. And paste. You can't see it until we zoom right in. Okay, so we know it's round the wrong way there. Now, does it look like it's stable this time? Looks a bit sharper. Looks pretty good. Can't see any motion on the lights. Lights, I guess that's a light. Looks pretty good there. So I'd say that's the shape we're looking at. So let's rotate it. Rotate. Oh, wrong direction. Rotate. We want to rotate, not flip. Rotate 90 degrees. So that's what we're looking at. So we might need to zoom it in a bit further. I'll paste it back into the same image this time. Looks like we scared off a few people there, James. So I'm just going to show you how to analyze it from scratch. So we're looking at that. Try and keep it in proportion. That's one thing I don't like about the expander. Doesn't seem to have a lock proportion thing. But I am self-taught on the paint.net here. So that's what we're looking at. It's going to be overexposed. The sun is probably hitting off it. Kind of looks like a saucer shape there, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a UFO. So let's see if we can underexpose it. Looks almost like it's in two parts there. And that gives us a bit of a clue, right? Looks like there's two bright things. And what has two bright things in the sky? reflecting stuff. As you've probably seen from my thumbnail, International Space Station does. Alright. Just save that bit. So that's what the International Space Station would look like if we record it on a smartphone. But we're going to have to prove it to see if our theory is right at this stage. Let's see. I'm not sure if I can sharpen it anymore for us. So this shows you the sky is not absolutely black, right? So even that, playing around with it, we could make it into a nice little curvy little flying saucer. But that's not what it is. So it just shows, obviously there's atmosphere there that's reflecting some of the sunlight that we don't see unless we really amp it up. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. But yes, we're going to be looking at International Space Station. So if we get a comparison picture, I'll just bring it in and lay it over top. Am I sounding alright still? I didn't do an audio check this time. I guess it's working alright, because James would have said otherwise. Sometimes the mic can get slightly out of range of my mouth. So we're looking at these bright panels here, right? So it reflects sun. Big mirrors in space, right? It's amazing how many pictures of the space station there are. So we can just choose this one here. Looks like they can rotate it as well. The panels obviously spin around, follow the sun, which is pretty cool. So that can change how it reflects as well. Did I do the right one? Is it thinking about it? Okay, so we got a picture here. So we want to import it. These are ones we can close down. That one was no good because it was motion blur. And we can deselect, import. Why can't I see it? Here it is. So now we've got a picture of the space station. So you can now see what I mean. We're looking at panels that side and panels this side. Now if it was a satellite, we'd expect it to be more a circular object with you know, the outside coating. If it was a satellite. But this is our theory at the moment. We have to prove it is a satellite or a thing. And if it's not, then that leaves us with a unknown craft. It also could be a plane, but 2 segments like that for a plane, that's possible. So we'd have to plug it through all our software. So satellite's more like a single solar panel like that. So they end up being like a blob in the sky. So they end up being like 1/2 of this. If that makes sense, hopefully it does. Looks like we've got CPU maxing out here for some reason. Oh, here it comes. Doesn't like me doing too much sometimes. So we can just close that down. I'll just resize it to match up the space station here. So we should be able to select that. Then we can move it around, I think. Oh no, it doesn't work. Copy maybe. Oh, doesn't sort of work that way, does it? Paste. There we go. So we can expand it. Oh, still not working. And try again. What am I doing wrong? Deselect. Copy. Well, let's try it in a layer then. That might fix it. Nope. Program's going a bit crazy. Okay, let's try flatten. It's not like it's selecting what I was copying here. Copy, copy, copy. Paste. Now it's working. Okay. So if we stretch it, you can see the panels. What's happened now? It's got to think again. Okay, it's come back to us. So we're looking at two panels like that, right? You can see even that bit in the middle is quite reflective. So yeah, we can probably find other videos online of the space shuttle flying overhead. And by yes, smartphone maybe. Someone's bound to recorded one somewhere. Space station. Visible. That looks like it could be a smartphone. Looks very similar to a footage that we just looked at. This one here, I won't play it just in case of copyright. Looks like it's going to play anyway. Looks like it's National Geographic, is it? What's happened? Oh, here it is. Looks very similar to his one already, doesn't it? It's a little dot in the sky. And the person's moving around, so we got less reference points than he has. So a lot of that's hand motion. How do we get out of this page? It's taking control. That's what I hate about news channels. too many things on a page and it just clogs up the whole system. It's not sure what's going on here. Okay, finally come back to us. Well, let's get rid of that page, that's locking us up. And we're probably done with this now. So we can save what we got here for backup. That's the problem when you're streaming. It's using 60% of your CPU when you're streaming, especially when it's doing it in HD quality, 1080p. Just save that one, close this down, give us some memory back again. So that one was no good, so we delete that one. The video, how big was it? 27 megabytes. And that was a space station, don't want that anymore. Okay, so what's the next stage to prove it's an international space station? I don't need that open anymore. So I've got all these bookmarks for various tools, right? And I've got one for space launches, GM to CEST computer, and the sky.org, which is a really good online sky software. But really what you should be doing is install an app called Heavens Above on your smartphones, and you can just aim it at the sky, and it uses your GPS and overlays the sky star map as well as space station over top app. I think you can get it for Android and also iPad, and I think they even got an online version here, but I think the app is where you need to go. And as you can see, it overlays a lot of information, and I think they got a video tutorial how to use it as well. So you can look up lots of information, but you can also just aim it at the sky and it makes it like transparent and overlays something like that there for the space station. Now I did it with my Sighton back in 2006, I think it was. It's not the only app to install. What you can do is you can also find Google Sky, which is, but I don't think it adds in the space station and other satellites. Sky Map, maybe it's called Sky Map now. And it overlays what you're seeing in the sky as well with the stars. So it helps you to identify stuff, and also you got you want to check for planes, so you want flight radar 24, which is the better one to use. Flight radar 24, and you can aim it at the sky and it will tell you what the plane is and where it's heading, what airport it's going to land at, what airport's from, and it does it like we do on the PC screen here, but this one makes it a bit easier. You can just aim it at the sky like so, and it gives you information of planes if it matches up in the sky with your GPS coordination. Makes it really easy to debunk stuff straight away. Of course, you want to film it though, which makes it really hard. So you really need 2 phones or so on helping you out. So you can see it's a bit like what I use on the computer here. Overlays all the planes. There's also the other one. What's it called now? Which we don't use now because they started charging for it. So I decided to go with Flight Radar because it's got more planes in the database and it's got better maps and everything. So Plane Finder, what's the other one? Which you can install that and use it as well. Pays to use both, I guess, and just in case one's got the planes that the other one hasn't got, because little small commercial planes don't have to be on the database. A lot of pilots just email the information into the app and say can they be included, so they can sort of track their own flight paths on their own smartphones. And of course everybody gets to see where they're flying as well. Those little planes like the Piper, Cessna, you know. But in this case we need to look at this thing. We've got to look at various objects in the sky. So we need to use this thing here on the PC, because we've got to do it offline, and it allows us to see all the different man-made satellites in the sky over the globe, and you can specify your date, which is currently at the moment. So at the moment we've got over Spain, Tech Sat 8. So down the side here, hello Noah, how's it going? So you can see I've set it to CST time because I've put the location that he was at, which is Valencia. So I guess that's how you say it. And you can change your location where you're from, so you can get the spot that you're looking from on the street. Because this is actually quite powerful. It has a 3D glow, it has a planetarium view, satellites above your horizon. So we can click on that one there. Now it takes a wee bit of CPU though, and it gives it as a compass. We probably want planetarium, so this is that one that was coming towards us. So I guess it's right over top of us right now on that city there. That's how you read it, a bit like a radar map, I guess. What else we got here? Planetarium. Now I tried to use this before on my older computer and it just was so slow. What's it saying here? Hasn't come up with anything. Maybe it's using a wee bit of... oh, here we go. Took a bit processing power. So yeah, that overlays, but like the apps do on your phone, the stars. And also the satellites, I guess. GPS 28, GPS 2. Where's the other one that we were looking at? So we've got Jupiter. So you might even be able to see these in the sky, right? Venus is often bright. So this is how you can work out whether it's Venus you're looking at. But again, it's a lot easier just to aim it at the sky and it just overlays this with the image of what you're looking at. And if it lines up, then it's good. I heard that Heavens Above could be 10 minutes out either side if you're using it through your 3G data on the phone. It takes a wee while for it to update. So just be aware of that glitch, that it might be 10 minutes past or 10 minutes before. But with the apps you can actually scroll the timeline and actually look 10 minutes either side, or half an hour each either side, to see anything was passing in the region. So we want to, we've got 3D one. What's that one give us? Now that one's going to use a bit of processing. Here we go. So these are all the satellites. Let's see if we can zoom in on them. And I think the red one's the brightest, and the white ones are the dimmest. Gives us a little scale to go by. Let's see, have a look. Color. So the dimmest ones are black, and we've got various shades of orange to reds. Unilluminated. Mag 1.2 is it, or 12 to 8? So the brightest one would be yellow, I guess, by the looks of that chart there. I think we got a yellow one up here, sort of. Is it? Hard to tell. Yeah, looks like a yellow colour, doesn't it? And that's the tech one, so we might be able to see that if you're at night time there now, you might see that one passing overhead of you. Make sure, oh right, so it's unilluminated there. Oh, that makes it handy. Might be able to see that one there though. Okay. But the most useful one for the PC here is obviously that first one called the world map. And we can see what's flying overhead based on the map location. So already in 3 minutes, is it, or 5 minutes, these satellites have passed from over top, and they'll probably be fading off the screen. You can see they're spinning around at really fast speeds. I think the space station is 17,000 miles per hour or something. How fast is ISS moving? There you go. 7.6 kilometers per second. That's pretty fast. And how fast do satellites, unless it's a geostationary, should stay in the same position. First do satellites, well, move. They're not so fast. What looks of it? 18 miles per hour. 18,000 miles per hour. Imagine if you had a car go that fast. And that was per second. Maybe it translates to, oh, here we go, 27,000 kilometers per hour. So it's going a bit faster. I guess it's on a lower orbit than the other satellites. Going by that then. So anyway, we need to plug in the time. Now we know how to use the software. First of all, you want to change your location, which I've already done. And you can type in your town, and then bango, it's done. So we won't change that, and we want to change it to 21st of March. So you can actually look into the future as well, which is quite interesting. Freeze motion. I suppose that stops it playing. So you can see, because of the curvature of the Earth, we get this pattern happening where it goes into an arc. So we want it to be, yeah, we have to work out the time zone difference. So the video said March 21st, and we can see the time difference is an hour. So that's why he said it was 8:30, which was Spain time. So if we change that to 8:30, I mean the bottom one should tell us what the video should record at 8:30, and that's what the video said. It was about 7:30 p.m. So it looks like the video was recorded an hour before. So we want to put in CE time 8:30. It was about 27, I think, or almost 28. Why is it not going up? It's about 28. I'm clicking on it, it won't go. I'm not too sure why. It was working alright last night. Well, 26 will do, let's see. So, what have we got flying overhead at the moment? No space station. So we've got to make sure we select what we want to see. Select satellites. Space station. Now we've got Hubble. So these are all the defaults. So you can actually tick on which ones you want to see. Iridiums are quite bright in the sky. They're the ones with the big solar panels on the satellites. But we suspect it's the space station, so we just keep space station on. Is it playing? Maybe because I got it freezed. Might be that's what's causing the problem. No. Might have to reload the page maybe. Something's not quite right with it, I don't think. So we want to type in International Space Station here. It allows us to pin it on the map. I've done something wrong. Right, I've gone in the morning, not the evening. So we've got to add 12 onto that, so it should be 20. And that should correct it. And we want to say find station. And look, straight over top of Spain. There you go, it's flying past right now at 8:26 at night, and the footage was about 28 minutes. So that's what you're seeing, and you can see it's going to pass by within 3 minutes and then disappear out of his range of his phone. For some reason they call it SOYISS IS-12. I suppose it goes by different names. It's got bars in between there, see. So if you had it on the phone app, you should be able to bring this up and also just check on the map itself at the time. Or you can just come home and use it on the PC like I'm doing now. So I'll give you the link to this program here. Makes it really easy to debunk, doesn't it? So satellites, planets, sats, ISS, tracker. And it's pretty good for a free tool, obviously. You can see there's a lot up there in the sky, and that's just selecting satellites, the most common ones in the space station at the moment. So we could turn on everything, but it doesn't have a tick all, I don't think. And let's see. Iridium, there's debris. They call them debris, so they must be dead satellites, is it? Bang, 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 bang. What else we got? Earth monitoring, communications, geostationary. Please reduce in the number. You can see already it's putting too many on the screen. It doesn't like it. Look how crazy it gets now. So yeah, you normally want to pick what you want to aim at, planets or whatever. So this is just for man-made stuff, and of course you use the planetarian one up here if you want to look at planets. Venus, or see where Venus is. And let's see, satellites above you, click on that. It gives us that map, unfortunately. Does it put the ISS there? Doesn't seem to include it. Quite a bit strange, unless it's hidden underneath here. Oh, it's changed the time. 20. Okay, we got it now. Can't see it. So that's a wee bit confusing, this one here. Maybe just select satellites then. It excludes the space station. But that's good if you want to know if it's a satellite passing overhead, right? It might be bright. I think you can only see these ones here. The very yellow ones. Oh, this ISS, it does have it. Oh well, there you go. So that's passing right over the top of his head in that city. We haven't got the actual street, but it's close enough for a city. So it's passing him by very quickly in that video. That's why he only records 3 minutes. So I think it's pretty much debunked, that sighting. Pretty cool. And you can figure it out with all these tools online, which are all free. It's pretty interesting stuff. So I'm not sure. I don't think Venus was above them at the time. Let's have a look again. And that also gives us some GPS ones, as it's got International Space Station there too. So depending on which direction he's looking in the city, you use the compass bearings here, I guess. You can rotate it around. I suppose the space station might be here somewhere. Oh, it's probably gone past already. Of course, a lot of these stars you don't see with your phone or your eyes, right? You do it with night vision and telescopes, of course. But I'm not really good at this stuff. I hate using the star maps. So anyone that's like a backyard guy probably knows how to use this a lot better than I do. And of course the phone apps will make it a lot easier because you can just aim it at the sky. And I did that with one of my videos here. I'll just search for it. My sighting I had. And I debunked it myself. That's even before I was a expert like I am now. I was a novice back then. So that's the current string going. So we want to search for my sighting. Let's see. Yeah, Google's not the best at searching. It looks for anything that's got my in this topic, my sighting maybe. Oh, here we go. My UFO sighting. Even back then I wasn't really good at video editing. So this is my own sighting I had. So this was my episode 2. I thought it was 4, but it's actually 2. Way back to when I started my channel.
G'day, welcome to the Out There channel.
Ooh.
I hope everybody's been well.
That's when I was using a $2 mic. Okay, so this is the sighting I had. Let's see if I can figure it out.
And the flying patterns. But one night this light just stood right in the sky on an overcast night where you couldn't see any other stars in the sky apart from this light, which I thought was very odd. And it had been stationary in the sky for the time that I was walking the dog that night. I couldn't even see the moon, believe it or not. This is very strange. So when I got home, I grabbed my tablet.
Okay, so we're looking at this little white dot. This is actually a street lamp here, I think.
It's a Samsung. And I thought...
There you go, so I put some filters in. I was using just the basic filters that you get with the video editing software. So this is one of these orange street lamps here, and those other lights we saw over here were actually other lamp posts. So this light was the only light in the sky. It was overcast, and there was a gap like that in the sky, which you can't see because I ain't using this filters like I am now with paint.net.
I could probably zoom in on the light. But it's the first time I try to use...
Okay, so this is up the street, car lights, house lights, lamps, and that's a lamp post going up here, which you can't see because I'm not really good at editing at this stage.
The tablet at night time. So it didn't come out too great, but you can see in the video, when I zoom back, that it's a street lamp, and next to it is this light in the sky.
So easy to fake UFO stuff, isn't it? If you wanted to.
I'm always looking up in the sky when I'm walking, because everybody I know around me has seen UFOs.
So you can see it sort of flickering there, and you can see it's dead stationary, right, which is very strange. So that rules out it being a plane, my sighting, and also it could be a UFO or it could be something else like a planet.
And I'm still yet to see a confirmed one myself.
And of course this is a high-end tablet I was recording with, I think it was a Samsung. So that's the best we could do for nighttime footage.
Now when I saw the light, to me it looked like it was 3 lights close together. That's why I thought it was very odd that it wasn't a plane and it wasn't moving. And because we get also helicopters, I didn't think it was a helicopter, and I couldn't hear any sound of planes or helicopters, because normally you can even hear the planes miles away. So I installed this app from Google Play. I think it might have been called Google Sky or similar to that. And I held up the tablet to the sky, and sure enough, Venus on the app lined up with this light in the sky. So I was very disappointed. But it just goes to show that sometimes Venus can fool you, and why you have to investigate things.
But you can see there's no other stars in the sky, and there's definitely no moon.
Very strange sighting indeed.
Just skim it a wee bit. So where's the
There's a
software?
UFO with a smaller bright light that is Venus next to it as being a...
Well, if you want to go and watch
looked
the
out and
full
saw
video
this
anyway,
huge mothership as he called it, with flashing lights
so basically what I said earlier,
until it disappeared out of sight. Then I have another friend.
Unfortunately I don't have an image screen snapshot because I didn't know how to do a screen snapshot, but this is what you do. You install the app, so you simply just hold it up like that with the camera going. It puts the camera so you can see the stars in the background and overlays the star map, Venus, satellites, whatever you want to choose. Makes it really easy to identify stuff. There you go. Yeah, mine turned out to be Venus when I did the same thing. So go and give it a try if you've not played around with it before. It's quite fun actually. Go outside at night time where the moon is. See if you can find Venus in the sky using the app. So that's my sighting. So you can see I did my channel as an honest channel even way back when I started. By debunking my own sighting. And all these crazy filters I had that people that don't know what they're doing usually use, emboss mode.
Who were going along a long highway out in nowhere land.
So yeah, so I've come a long way since then. It's quite good. Go back and see how you started off. So time zone calculator. So that just proves that the world's not flat. That there's actually a ball and it's spinning around. Time zones wouldn't exist if it was flat. And of course the way the satellites curve and disappear in the sky as you're recording it as well shows that it's going on a curvature as it's spinning around our planet. That spins it around. The middle mouse button zooms in and spins. That's pretty cool. So you can see the little stars here. What else did we need? We could have, if it wasn't a satellite or a space station, it may have been a rocket launch, because March there was a lot of SpaceX, and also Chinese were launching satellites in March, and you can look up space flights with this online tool, and there's another launch in 6 days apparently. AEFHF5. What's that, a Russian one? Don't know. Atlas 5. Who do Atlas 5? That's a SpaceX, isn't it? So yeah, so we can also plug in March 2019, which I've already done here. And guess what? On the 22nd, the day after, there was a rocket launch. So I'm surprised he didn't actually record that one for us. And this is in UTC time, down the bottom here, 1 hour 50. So Prisma. So we'd have to use that time converter. So we'd have to say 1 hour 50 UTC to Spanish time. Oh. Which would be 4 in the morning almost. 4 in the morning for the rocket launch back then. He probably wasn't up, so he wouldn't have seen it. Yep, SpaceX rockets thing, but yeah, you can use this thing here. I'll post it down the side here. You can check it if it's not on the Heavens Above app, the rocket launch. You can always check it on this page here. And you can find out what location it is. So we know Prisma. So you want to find out more about that one. We type in Prisma. We've been getting over an hour already. Prisma launch 21st March. There we go. Someone's actually got some pictures of it. 22nd of March, it being launched. Looks like it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Looking at the nighttime footage here. Launch date. There we go. And what's it say? Satellite is scheduled 21st of March, 22:50 local time, or 1:50 UTC time. So that sort of nails it for us there. See that? So that would be 11 o'clock at night then, local time, which would be Spanish. I guess that's what they mean there. Not American time, Eastern time, and all that sort of stuff. So there you go. Just the power of the internet and all the different tools out there. And that's their own website, of course, for their rocket launches. So what we got coming up. So we can scroll this to the current month and see what's going to come out for UFO sightings. May didn't have too many. Oh, yes, I did. A couple down here. It's amazing how much they're firing off into space. You know, you don't realise how much is being shot up there. This is why Trump's got this Space Force, no doubt, right? I talked about it last time with the satellites pretending to be space junk, and they're actually sabotage satellites. And they sneak up to GPS satellites and knock them out of orbit or whatever. So you can see what's going to happen if there's a world war. Everybody's GPS is just going to disappear because they're going to have satellites come in and knock our ones out to space. So we got a few coming up here. What's the date at the moment? 11th. So one in couple of days, was it? 6 days, I reckon. 11. Oh, right. 11. No, 12. Oh, I've got June, that's why. Duh. Okay, now we got the right time. So we're here. It says 13th there, doesn't it? Soyuz MS-13 Russian launch. Man, amazing how much is being fired off into space. That's just crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 10 rocket launches a month. So what does it say? 6 days then? That don't make sense, does it? Atlas 5. Maybe it's based on a location setting or something. I don't even see Atlas 5 on the chart here. Oh, here it is. 17th, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the next one should have been there, shouldn't it? What am I missing? I don't understand the next launch thing. Doesn't make sense. Maybe because it's a non-American one. Next American launch. Must be. Okay. Like I said, like I'm not really used to all these apps, but when you come to do these ones, you need to have all them bookmarked, of course. And these all come into use, you know. And you got meteorites. You can look for live meteorites. UFO database, and we can have a look at flight radar. And you also can plug in the planes that are flying over Spain, so we should have a look at that too, but I think we've sort of confirmed it's a space station. So Spain is down here, is it? Where is it? Down here. Italy, Spain. You can see how busy the skies are. That's currently what's flying overhead in Spain at the moment, and you can see that it's in darkness, right? So it must be like middle of the night, so that's why we haven't seen the Spanish guy on. He would have gone on bed because he's probably got a job. So just crazy amount of planes in the sky. So, but if you narrow it down to the city, then it gets less dense. So where's his city on this map here? Down here somewhere, I think. What was it? Valsinia. Valsinia? Is that how you say it? Okay. So there's one plane flying overhead at the moment. So where's his location though? Is that it there? Nope. Wish the labels were a wee bit brighter. They should be white, not black. It's not good for my eyes. Now, John, if he was about, he would know exactly where I'm meant to go. So this is why you also need Google Maps, because it makes it a wee bit easier. And we've got that bookmarked here. And I've already got it typed in here. Valenius, how do you say that word? Valencia. Here we go. So now we can see it on this map. We should be able to see it on the flight radar one. So I didn't go far enough up the top here. So as we saw on that map, the International Space Station was actually going across this way. Flying past them, disappeared. But have we got any planes over his way? So it should be here. Here it is. So there's an island out here to see. No planes strictly over them at the moment at 4 in the morning or wherever it is. So we can then go to the playback function, which doesn't show up until I make it full screen for some reason. And we need to type in UTC time, as it says there. Is it not logged in? It is. Why is it not going back? Select playback, start playback. Huh? Oh, right, we're going in the wrong direction. Okay, we've got to scroll downwards. So we want to find March 21st. Actually, I've got to convert it to New Zealand time zone. So I've got to work out 21st March at 8:30. Well, it was 7:30 PM to New Zealand time to get it to UTC right, New Zealand to UTC, I think. And what are they saying here? I think I have to convert it to UT time New Zealand though, if I remember right. It uses your local. Yes, I probably have to use that tool probably. Let's see. See, time zones make it really sucky, make it really hard. Let's see, how do we convert it? What's it meant to be doing? Survey time. I have to type it in, do you? And how do we get it to UTC? Here we go. At the moment, they're 2 hours difference. So that would be UTC would be Greenwich Mean Time, I think, plus the time zone and daylight savings. This is not making it too easy for us. UTC. I sort of got confused now. Two hours ahead, right? Universal time, which is the same as GM plus 2. So New Zealand date time, New Zealand to GM. It's plus 12 at the moment, so that means it would have to be plus 2 as well, wouldn't it? 12 hours. CE time. New Zealand. So New Zealand's 10 hours ahead. So let's see. 7 o'clock, so I'd have to plug in plus 10 on that. 7 o'clock, previous day, isn't it? Let's see. Oh no, same day. So if it's 7 o'clock there, I'm going to be 10 hours ahead. So it's going to be, let's see, 7, 5, that's 12. It's going to be 5 in the morning the next day for me. So I'd have to type in 22, 5 in the morning. And playback. And there you go. Let's see. Does that look right? It was just turning dark, wasn't it? So that looks like it's right. Hang on. It's getting lighter. Should be doing that. What have I stuffed up? So we expect it to be getting darker, not getting lighter. Must have calculated it wrong. So 10 hours ahead. Should be at the other side of it. Should be coming in the other side. Should be on this edge here. Must have done it wrong. Hang on. What have I done wrong? Let's see, the thing is 2 hours. Oh right, I forgot the 2 hours maybe. I hate time zones. Can't be 3. Still wrong. Because the globe's spinning left to right, so this is going to come towards us. Maybe it is 21 then. Let's have a look. 21, 21, 21. Where are you? 21. Let's just type in the time. Right, I forgot. That's what I've done wrong. I forgot the 12-hour format. So it is going to be 22. And it's going to be 20 plus 10. Have I? Let's see. No, still 6 in the morning. That can't be right. No. UT site. Let's plug in the correct time. Let's see what happens. 20. And that was actually an hour before for UT site time at that time. 20 past. Play. Oh, there you go. That looks more right. It's going into darkness. Evening. Let's see. How can we check the UT time here? Right. So it's turned off. Local time. I think that's where I have to add it on to my time. So just use a pure UTC time. Okay, that makes sense. That's where I was going wrong. 12-hour clock. Okay, so it's set to whatever UT time you input. Okay, that makes sense. And that looks right for the darkness here. So if we zoom in now, Spain should be going into darkness, which it was, 7 o'clock at night. You can see there's a lot of planes flying around. So yeah, there's quite a lot of planes he could have seen in the sky too, by the looks of it. But because it wasn't blinking lights, we need to slow it down. See, that's moving quite fast. That one's at 32,000 feet, so it could have been something like that, but we didn't see other lights on it. This one here. So this is why you got to use the plane finder apps as well as the space apps. Heavens Above and Flight Radar app on your phone. So it could have been any of these ones around him. Which one's that one? That one's low down, coming into land by the looks of it. Where's the airport here? Another one here. It's 37,000 feet. Might have seen that one too. I think this locates the airport here, is it? Yep. There's the main airport. So depending on what street he's in, I think he gave us a map, didn't he? How far away from the airport was he? If we can read that, I don't know. Looks like it's right near the coast, and we've got Ship and Harbour here. So he's right close to the harbour. So that gives us a clue straight away. So he's over here somewhere, which is a fair distance away from the airport. So he's around about here. And these planes look like they could be too far away to see on his phone at the time, as he probably would have recorded it. We didn't actually see any in the footage, did we? Have we got a measurement scale on this at all? Might be able to see it. Might be just a single white dot in the sky, that one. Coming into land. The other ones are too far away, I think. Yep. Maybe that one. It's possible. Have we got a measurement scale on this thing? How many miles? Can't see anything here. Oh, down the bottom here. What's that say? There we go. 5 kilometers. So let's see. Shame we can't drag it. So that's probably 5, 10 miles away from his location. That one's quite a fair distance. 25 miles. That one there looks like it might be 15. And the airport, pretty close, 10. But because we didn't see blinking lights on it, and it would have been coming into land probably, or flying away from the airport, so I think we would have seen some flashing red lights and other colour lights if it was a plane. Well, that makes it a bit easier. I reckon if I change that thing to local time, it changes the UTC time to New Zealand time, which we don't want. So yeah, you got to check out all your settings on these apps to make sure the time zones are all right. The universal time is set to local time or general UTC time. Gets a bit confusing, I know, but this is as an investigator, but you also got to keep all that in your mind eye, as you can make mistakes and give the wrong conclusion to the person. But yeah, we've pretty much closed that one off, I think. So we'll just have a look at his other videos here again that he's got on Google Drive. So we can see no blinking lights here. We've got no reference point in. He's obviously zoomed it in at this stage. And we get less than a minute recording as it's flying away. But yeah, if he just had the app on his phone, right, you could just aim the flight radar up there and it would have overlaid the plane icon over the light, and you would have known straight away that it was a plane. It makes it a lot easier than doing analysis after, as you can see. Let's just close that one down. How do we get rid of that one? Next one, I suppose. So I think it must start there, and there as it's flying right away from him. He zooms back out. So this will be the second part of the video, another 37 seconds. And there it is there, moving really slow. So that's the International Space Station flying past. And that looked like the edge of a building, was it? And now he's zoomed in. So it's a bit hard to know which sequence the videos are. 20, I suppose that's the timestamp. 20, 28. So what was the other one? 20. So that's the second part, so that makes sense. So that one comes before that one because he zooms in. And what's the one on this one? I'm not sure. It's got a timestamp on it. So what's happened here? He's renamed it Stadium number 1. So that's the first one. And what's this one here? That's a picture, isn't it? Oh no. Let's see. The last one. Looks like. Oh no, screen snapshot. Which is no good to us. We want the actual, not a screen snapshot. Oh yeah, you can see he's got bits, icons on the phone down there. We want a regular photograph for the metadata. Whoops. So first one, second one, and third one. So it starts off here. For half a minute, which we can't see, but it's up here. And then I think he walks along the street a wee bit, because we see him start moving. There we go, start walking. And there's the space station moving across the sky. Okay, and that's all we got. And then goes to that one there. I suppose it's quite easy to bump the play button. I've done it myself on my phone. If you tap the screen in the wrong place, it stops recording and you have to start recording again. So yeah, got half a minute, another half a minute or so. So that's a minute, over a minute 20. And the last one was minute 20 and another 42 minutes. So something that stays in the sky 2 minutes. I think a plane would stay longer in the sky than 2 minutes, so we can rule out plane. But we know if we go to NASA's, have I got it here? Maybe I didn't bookmark it. Probably didn't bookmark it. NASA's got a thing where you can type in NASA tracker, and it will tell you how many minutes you can see it from on their one. Let's see, is that NASA? NASA, yep. So just bring up that one. I know it's complicated, but we should really add that one there to my list as well. Bookmarks. Thought I had it, but it looks like I didn't. Just trying to get a screen snapshot, but I think it takes a long time to load. Save it. Okay, so it's there in future. Okay, so this is current live, whereabouts it is. So as you can see, Spain is in darkness, and we've got the space station heading towards it now. So if he gets up and starts looking, you might be able to see the same thing. Well, it's a good way to verify next time it flies over. But if we look at the timetable, where is it? Sight and opportunities. It tells you how long you can see it for. I think. Here we go. Let's put up America, Spain. Maybe that's not the one we want. Where's the times? How do we get the times? Whereabouts is it? Normally gives you a timetable. Next time to see it. Okay. Highest sightings over your city. Maybe it's this one here. No, that's what we had last time. How do we get the timetable up? It just zooms in. Okay, tracker Spain. And we could find a close city, Barcelona. Okay, how come we couldn't get that page before? Whereabouts is it buried? It's on that. So this one now tells us how long we can see it for, right? But how come I couldn't get to it from the other page? Spot station. I might just bookmark that separately, since it's pretty hard to work out the navigation of it. Just save it. Barcelona, there you go. So let's have a look. July, you see it for 2 minutes. There you go. Look, it's going to be flying overhead probably at 5:40 AM in the morning. So you don't see it for very long, which is basically his video. Since we got 2 minutes, 2 minutes or less, right? And that one here, and 15th, it's 6 minutes. Not too sure why you can see it for longer, maybe because it's darker or something. But you should be able to pick your location a wee bit better as well. But it's close enough to him. There it is, yeah. Well, how do we get the position then? Yeah, I don't know how you use the stupid map. Change location. Want to go here. Well, how does that work? It's not working. Maybe you select it and then close. Did it change? Nope. If anyone can figure that out, let me know. Anyway, you get a rough idea. So you should be able to search. Probably easy just to search on Google then. Let's see, Spain. There we go. I don't know how you select it from the map, but that's one way of getting around it. So again, under 2 minutes, 1 minute, 6 minutes. So you can see it's roughly the same as the other one. And of course it moves so fast in space, right? It passes overhead, comes back around the globe again. In an hour's time it's back over your head again, right? So I don't know if we can see it in New Zealand or not. I don't think I've ever seen it from Christchurch. So let's see, New Zealand. Christchurch. See if it gives me one. There we go. Let's see if we can spot it next time to see it in Christchurch. See, we got less opportunities to see it, obviously, than Spain has. So we can see it for 5 or 6 minutes, which is pretty good. 2 minutes there at 28. Maybe I should go outside and see if I can see it with my eyes. Bit hard over here though. In New Zealand we get a lot of cloud cover. Especially in winter. So we don't see the stars like that. My sighting, as I was showing you, It was like a thick cloud layer, and there was a little gap in the cloud where Venus was shining through, and it looked like a UFO. So, how do we get out this? Yeah, bring that down. So yeah, we're pretty much done with that one there. But he has got another one he put up on his Twitter account. I'll see if I can find it. Sorry guys, I didn't see it inside. Bad English. Google Translator. You know how to use Google Translator, can't you? That sort of helps out a wee bit. Storm. So you've seen it over Area 51. Hello Renee, how's it going? I don't know if you're still there. I was too focused on analysing this video. So yeah, he did put out something on Facebook. And I did answer it last night before I went to bed at 5 in the morning. This one here. So I did put it through the editor for him. So the guy's name is Lee in Barcelona. So where is it here? That little white dot up there. So another pixel UFO. Except for it's in daytime this time. And he's done a cut, zoom and cut and paste. Probably on computer. There. And there. Okay. And that's what I used. Also he's got a plane photographed here. As we saw on the map there that we looked at the airport, is pretty close to where he is. So that's what the plane would look like in daytime, and if it had some blinking lights we'd probably see it on camera at night time. And I don't know if we got a video here or not. Looks like we've got a video of it going across the sky. And you can see it's moving all over the place because he's got handshake. So you need to keep it steady if you want to work out how it's flying in the sky properly. Obviously you need some reference, and you need to do landscape as well. So I put it through the editor and I worked it out to be, as you can see, a shape here. It's got some reflection here. Obviously it's round, but it's got a tear-shaped thing to it, which is a match for one of these things, which you call a weather balloon. So that's what a weather balloon looks like. A latex white thing that reflects a lot of sun off it. That's why you get this sort of overexposed blob in the sky, a few pixels. But running it through filters, I found red and black come out the best. And you can definitely see it's a solid balloon shape there, which fits the signature of a weather balloon. So that gets so high, and then it pops and lands a few miles from where they launched it, and it has a GPS tracker on there, so they go and pick up the information and run it through the laptop, and they got all the different wind speeds. So when you film something like this, always make note of the wind direction. If it's a UFO, it's going to be going against the wind, especially if it's a really windy day, and that would give it more credibility that it's actually something man-made or alien. Then you have to rule out whether it's a plane and sort of stuff like that. So I did actually do a video down here called Confirm or Debunk UFO Sightings. I did it about a year ago. I go through all the different categories of all the different sightings out there and put it into balloon categories, kites. If you haven't seen it, it's well worth checking it out. And it's pretty old now. I think it was using my cheap microphone as well. So I go through 45 minutes of different UFO sightings, and which are then debunked as hoaxes, planes, balloons, UFO identification. I think I've got 26 categories, but I forgot one, which was the plane lights. I forgot about the plane lights.
Okay, our first category is balloons. It's one of probably the biggest category where misidentification happens. Here are some examples of UFOs that were later identified as balloons, and it'll give you an idea.
So
as you can see, there's so many different variations of Mylar balloons that you can buy for your kids that have helium in and will rise up to the sky, and from a distance it will look like a UFO, or UAP as it's now called. It's quite funny really that anyone could see that and think it's a humanoid alien floating in the sky. So many people believe it. It seems that many people in Brazil and Mexico and South America and also those balloon summoners all think it's a UFO.
So you can see that was a weather balloon.
As I carry on, that how easy it is to be fooled by
there's the
what you
tear
see
shape
in the sky,
again.
especially if it's out of focus
It's
or
got that underneath.
over bright from the sun reflecting off it. So that one was a weather balloon, as you could see by the tail at the end, and also here's one of the Google internet balloon they were experimenting with, which also caused a spate of UFO reports.
Currently there are some other balloons being tested. I think NASA, is it NASA doing it? But look very similar to the Google one.
And yes, they do make letter balloons as well, all the alphabet and numbers, as you can see. Also was reported as a UFO, but when you zoom in and saw the letter shape, it was obvious. Here's a whole collection of UFOs that were later identified as bunches of balloons, as you can see here, as they're zoomed in, and you compare it to what you've seen before of balloons all tied together.
That one looks like star balloons. And that's a
here
solar
we've got
tube.
a collection of tube balloons, solar balloons in shape of cylinders, and if they lose some of the gas they bend around obviously. This one might be that seahorse balloon that's lost some of its gas, or it could be just another balloon like a cylinder that's sort of twisted and it's lost some of its gas. But it's definitely not an alien creature floating up in the sky. And here we got the famous stormtrooper from Star Wars balloon that's lost some of its gas, so it's deformed a wee bit, but it's definitely an exact match if you look at the balloon catalogue here. The next biggest category to look at now is bugs and birds. Seabirds and seagulls, as you can see by the shape, almost looks like a stealth bomber on the side there for the seagull. And yes, here we go with Tyler from Secure Team with his UFO over the power lines, and guess what it is? Oh look, it's a pigeon. Just so you can't see the legs because it's faded. More birds and motion blur this time. You can see the wings and it sort of stretched the figure out a wee bit. This is very similar to that photo I showed at the very beginning asking you what it is. So it could be a bird. Another UFO in Canada this time, but it's a bird. Look at here, it's a Canadian wanderer. And here we got a bat that was claimed to be the Mothman, but it was a bat closer to the camera than it looked. and also we got a bird that's flying at night time, and as you can see it's just another bird with a funny tail, as shown by Para Breakdown YouTube channel. Of course we've got this famous one of the Trump helicopter with a fly or beetle that's close to the camera lens when it was taken, so it looks like a UFO that's chasing the helicopter. Now we're heading over to the bugs, and this is a famous photo from MUFON case number, and as you can see it's just a butterfly with colourful orange wings, and it matches up precisely. And here's another famous UFO photo, I think it was South America, and it made the UK newspapers, but I believe I've debunked this one also, and I believe it's just a beetle. As you can see from the photographs, they unfold their back platen that forms like those two bumps, colourful bumps, and it could be even a ladybird that's close to the camera. On to our next biggest category.
So I'll leave it there, but the episode's down the side there, and I go through basically like that, looking at all the different UFO pictures out there from the years, from 2000 or earlier, and I put it into all these categories here so you can see how to learn from it. So yeah, if it's doing like right angle turns and full stop in the sky from accelerating really fast, you can say that's pretty much an alien UFO craft, or some unknown stealth technology that Americans have. But we're still debating all that sort of stuff, aren't we? Whether they've got that capabilities or not with the Nimitz and Tic Tacs. So yeah, do go and check out that episode. It's probably one of my better ones. Of course, there's going to be a lot of secure team ones in that one there. And probably wrap it up with the last thing I have here. So we can close that down now. So that took 2 hours to go through his simple International Space Station, to really document it and verify it couldn't be a plane and any other objects, and it fit the 2 minutes thing on the video if you joined it all together. So I think we pretty much nailed that one. And last thing is check out this ghost show, A Hauntin'. I've got a couple of snapshots here taken from the video player. And apparently it's got this ghost doll on it, so creepy as. In the video you see it actually moving its head back and forth, and no one's near it, so it's like stuck between 2 cushions. And you can see that it actually rotates its head around. See, the eyes now look in this direction. But yeah, you got to see it on the episodes here. It's gradually turning its head. They caught it on the security camera because they were getting some funny going on, so they put one in the bedroom here, and the dad's sitting in the computer chair over here, and this thing's looking around to see where the dad is, and they got the 2 kids watching the TV here on the bed. So they called this doll Norman, and it's on episode let's see if I can bring it up for you. Go and check it out. So it's really good footage. Same as that ghost on Morgan City. We're getting some really good captures now on camera of paranormal activity, which sort of by credible people, which makes it very hard to debunk it. So you got A Hauntin' on at the moment. You can find it online to stream it. Is it Travel TV that has it now? I know it's been gone through exchanged hands, right? It used to be some other channel to start with. Was it Destination America? Go and see if you can watch it. So it's called It looks like you can watch 4 episodes online.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got a sub, have we? She's joined us. Right. Hello. How'd you say your name? X investigation. You have experience of UFOs? Yeah, I just showed my sighting I had, which turned out to be planet Venus. Unfortunately, not much happens in New Zealand. I did see another light in the sky, very similar to what we saw here with the International Space Station, except that it was flickering more and going in the direction that satellites weren't really passing overhead. So I think it might have been a UFO, but yeah, I'm not too sure. That was back in the 90s, where we didn't have the technology we have now. We didn't have smartphones, we didn't have apps. So yeah, I was walking the dog and saw it in the sky, and I thought, well, that's very interesting. But yeah, to see a real up-close UFO encounter would be really good. But I have got friends in Germany that saw one hover above a forest and then shoot directly upwards at super speed and blink out. A typical classic Mexican hat flying saucer. So which one was on the one last night? I think it was called Norman the Doll. Maybe they haven't got it up yet for playback. But if you Google around, you can find places that stream it. So I won't show you how to do that. Let's see, Norman. I think it's called Norman. That's the one you want to go and watch. It's pretty good. It has some real footage. It's not just a story. Norman Doll. Was not doing my N. Norman. There we go. The Haunted Doll. Is it on YouTube at the moment? Probably someone's done an episode on it before, have they? They haunting. So that's the one you want to go and watch, and you can actually get that full footage and you can see the doll turn its head. I reckon that would freak out the Ghost Adventure guys like crazy, eh? So yeah, here's the dates that it airs on TV. If you're in America and you got a I guess a travel TV ID, you can log in and watch it. But there are streams out there, of course. So I'll just paste that one there. We've got in New Zealand we don't have cable, but we have satellite Sky dish, and that broadcasts a lot of these TV shows on there as well. And you also got on demand now, where you can type in your Sky customer number, and so I guess you can watch it similar all around the world, just doing that way. So go and check it out. Watch it in HD, of course, 720 or higher. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today. But I better not keep it going too long. Just over 2 hours, but it's been fun. Now if you can apply all what I showed you tonight and get your head around all those damn time signs and universal time, you should be able to pin your own sighting. But you can always join my Discord channel, which used to have a tutorial video, but John deleted it. But if we go and start it up here, I'll quickly show you it. So Ben Hansen has been putting out some stuff on YouTube as well. because it's a good place to come, because I always post my links here. It's a bit like Twitter in a way. Plus I post some of my analysis and my episodes here. So Ben Hansen does a thing on body language and how to read people if they're lying. So that link there available in Discord. I could post it as well if I copy it this way. Go and have a watch of it, it's quite good. I only got halfway through it myself. Ben, so he talks about whether the president is lying. Clinton, I think it was, at Congress. There we go. So hop on there. Looks like Robert's now woken up. So yeah, I don't use voice much anymore because no one's around. No one wants to join me on voice. So if you join that and want to talk about your sightings or get me to analyze it with you, you know what to do. And we got all these sections here. We got paranormal, which is the dull one, where you can see the two images close together and you can see how it's turning. It's like a 10-second footage. So definitely go and watch it on the YouTube or whatever. Plus I've got ones here for UFOs, the best videos, debunks or episodes I do, plus other people's, general chat on UFOs as well. That was one of the best cases I've got so far, is the alien grey in a UFO, which we keep going over time and time again. So go and check out that one too, if you've not seen it. It's pretty awesome footage. If the guy hoaxed it, he did a pretty good job. With latex masks and people helping him out, because I don't think so this is my analysis. It took a week to do it. It's quite old camera, handy cam. Looks like everybody's taken off now. So yeah, we've got different sections there. Science and miscellaneous for other stuff. That was about earthquakes and the torch. We've got humour. That Game of Thrones one's hilarious. So yeah, post UFO ones here. UFO with McDonald's sign on it, sucking up the kettles. Yeah, some pretty good funny ones here. Cats, is it? Right, laptop getting too hot. He's got a fan underneath. my old laptop was pretty much like that. So anyway, yeah. So looks like Robert's around, but because I'm wrapping up, I won't invite him on to talk. So yeah, how to join that? Simply go to my channel. You don't even need an email. You can just join with a nickname. Go to my channel, up the top here, the little Discord icon. You just click on that, and basically you want to join my channel. And continue. Since I'm already logged in, right, so it knows I'm logged in. So it comes up on web page as well as apps. But normally it comes up with a login thing, so I have to be logged out of it to show you how to do it. But it comes up with saying enter a username, and you can say continue to Discord, and it logs you in with that username. And then it just keeps a line at the top there saying, do you want to reserve this nickname? And you can say yes, and then it asks you for your name and email, and then it stops people taking that nickname that you choose. So if you just want to check it out, just don't have to supply your email to start with, just type in a nickname and away you go. So I'll wind up there, guys. Thanks for joining us. We had a few join us this morning. First time I did an early one, or a fairly early one before lunch, and I think it went pretty okay. So I wasn't overtired, and that does help. So I'm just going to wind down now, and I'll catch you next live, which will be Saturday if you're in America, or Sunday if you're in Australia and New Zealand. So that will be 1 PM Sunday, New Zealand. Please like and share, it helps me out.